there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage hunts. Well, y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, 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 very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is ever personal. And of course, the Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Well, in record time, you guys, Tishas Mom has emerged as we expected in response to Martell's latest post. Obviously, Marceau is out on a fishing trip. Martell is allegedly identifying some man in that photo that is on the fishing trip, alleging that him and Tisha have hooked up and have hooked up since she's been married to Marceau and has hooked up since Marceau has gotten the vasectomy and is calling Tisha once again a passer out and is alleging that they hooked up in some Buick, you guys. So all of the things, as expected, Tisha's mouthpiece, aka her mom, aka the peanut gallery, she is never too far away from these streets, you guys. For some reason, she's upset with a few bloggers that apparently she used to have in her back pocket and call out all the time and shout out all the time, but now she's calling them essentially the ops and that they are backstabbing her, allegedly. And my thing is this: nobody is loyal to anyone when it's all said and done, you guys. Nobody is loyal to anybody, right? Ultimately, you have to take people at their face value or you're going to be in for a rude awakening, right? But even the people that you're trying to claim, Tishas Mom, are your A1 day ones. At some point in time, they've said something messy about you or your family as well. So I do not understand the fake outrage. I don't. I really don't. I mean, it's like either you're going to keep it a buck across the board that anybody that's come for you or your family, you're not going to entertain the nonsense. But the fact that you want to put certain people to a certain standard and now all of a sudden banish them, but it's okay for you to still keep the same people in your inner circle who have said and done far worse about you and your family, it is mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling to me. I can even argue, Tishas Mom, that some of the Mellometers, some of the Mel supporters who don't even see it for you, have been a lot more kind to you, have been a lot more respectful to you, have been a lot more graceful with you, compared to the people that you like to shout out. Make it make sense. So anyways, we get into this live. As you know, she does these Instagram lives where she likes to do a preview for her big YouTube extravaganza. Apparently, she's going to do some YouTube that is going to be on New Year's Eve on Tuesday. Essentially is saying, she said, yes, for the dress, we're going to address everything. And it's like, and she's calling Martell a liar. She's not really angry though, which again, she only has the venom for Mel, which is why I can't take this seriously. It's almost as if this is a joke to her, but it's not a joke. The things that she has alleged and said about Mel, and by extension, Mel's kids with Martell, that apparently was okay. That apparently was not out of bounds, was not inappropriate, was not out of order. And it's nothing but just negativity. But now you're cracking up at Martell? I don't get it. And then saying, giving some Poco story about a liar and a truth teller going out somewhere and the liar pops out first and calling Martell the liar trying to wear truth suits. And it's just like, what? What are you saying? And then you said that the reason that what Martell said about Mel is true is because they live together, but you repeated things that you heard directly from Martell when he and Mel, quote unquote, lived together that were proven to be false. Can you make it make sense? Can you make it make sense? So by that logic, you've lived with Tisha her entire adult life, right? So you know what Tisha is doing 24/7. By the same logic, right? That the only way somebody is a liar is if they did not live with the person, right? That's what you're claiming, right? So basically what you're also saying is you're a liar.
Because you have not lived with your daughter 24/7. You have not lived with Marceau 24/7. So that would make your allegations, and you've especially have never lived with Melody Cherie Rogers. So that would mean all allegations you've made against Mel is a lie. See how we can do this? We can do this game, right? Where you guys want to play semantics and you want to say foolery like this. When Mel and Tel have not even lived together in over 5 years, and potentially even longer when you count the number of times she's moved out on his behind. And Mel all of a sudden wasn't all of these things until Mel left Tel for good. So it's interesting now all of a sudden you have spewed on your platform for several years now. Whether it was on Instagram or YouTube, you've regurgitated the lies that Martell has said. You've regurgitated the nonsense between him and his concubine, and you spewed it out as fact because you thought that you were throwing a dagger at Mel. You thought you were throwing an insult at Mel, and now Martell is a liar, and he's always been a liar, and nothing and everything he said is a lie, except for what he said about Mel because they live together. Make it make sense. What? Per the court documents in the custody battle, the same kids who have also lived with both parents, they're lying too? See how far down the line we can go with this? Like, you're not making any sense. If you are pretending to be unbothered, just say that, because a true Leo wouldn't have even done this video. A true Leo would not have even got on Instagram Live trying to be Tisha's mouthpiece at the moment. Because if your daughter's truly thriving and is happy and is a rich wife like she says, you should be emulating what she's doing, which is the mute challenge. You should be copying what she is doing, which is not saying a thing. As it pertains to any of this, all you are doing is amplifying this and talking about how you're not going to take this in 2025 and you're going to go live all the time in 2025. Great. Let's have a round of applause. That is beautiful, Tishas mom. Great. I cannot wait for you to go live all of 2025. However, that does not address what the issue is. What was the point? And so now you still are pushing for Martell's side chick to be on the show. And it's weird because it's like, it's not going to be for the benefit of your family. I don't understand. You've been on the show. You've seen the show now that you're no longer on the show. And you've seen how things can be manipulated in certain storylines. And you seem to think that Martell's side chick on the show is going to be good for you and your family. If Mel's not filming with Tel, if Mel's not acknowledging Tel, that wipes out any type of storyline potential there. And for daggone sure, she's never going to film with the concubine that helped contributed to destroying her marriage. So that leaves your family. like I don't understand. It is an all-out war against your family that Martell is leading the charge for. And you seem to think this is a big joke. You seem to think this is, kicks and giggles. You seem to think that just to laugh now and cry later is going to be... No. Your daughter went too far with the GAY allegations. Point blank, period. Nobody told her to say that. Nobody told her to do that. But she was feeling herself, and she thought that she was doing her big one, and she thought she ate on Carlos King's platform because he finally threw her and Marceau a bone, finally threw Kimmy and Maurice a bone after sucking up to the Holtz all these years and making everything about Mel and Tel all these years. Finally threw him a bone, finally invited them to an exclusive event. And they've lost their minds. They're like, oh, well, let's just say it all. Let's just say what all we think we know. All the tea in China. Let's just throw it out there. Throw it balls to the wall. And, there's not going to be any consequences because Carlos King got us. Except for y'all don't realize Carlos King has also set y'all up. Carlos King is loyal to nobody but himself. And I don't understand why you guys don't understand that. All of these black women aren't quitting his shows for nothing, you guys. They're quitting because he's the problem and or his production company is the problem. And they're being mistreated and they're not being taken care of right and all of these things. They've voiced their concerns. They've gave warning signs. Carlos King chose to turn the other cheek, look the other way, not make any changes, not do anything about it. But nonetheless, you guys, I didn't get anything out of this. Also, she was promoting the blogger who apparently has a recording of Martell's concubine saying she's tired of him and she wants to leave him and that he has nothing going on but the NS wine, but even that's not going either. Really, his only thing that he has going is the show, but it sounds like the show is going to be hit or miss at this point, depending on what Carlos King does with him. But what am I saying? Carlos King is too scared to do anything with Martell. like he is. But I don't understand this read now because you guys were the same ones that kept saying that Martell had all these opportunities, that we had to wait and see in September what the big announcement was going to be. We had to wait and see in October what his big deal was going to be. We had to wait and see in November. You guys kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. But according to his own concubine, she's alleging there's nothing going on. That essentially he just devotes all of his time, as well as her, to Melody. They devote their time together to the obsession of Mel. That is their full-time job and overtime job on the weekends. And the time that he's not with his kids, that he has with Mel. It is devoted 150% to her, you guys. So it's wild to me that even anybody, you guys, try to drag people who talk to bloggers, but at the same token, it's okay for you guys to prop up the same bloggers that are the ones that are interacting and engaging with these people. Can you make it make sense? You all of these accusations you've made against Mel. You said that Mel was the one who talked to bloggers. Mel's the one who knows people on a first name basis. Mel's the one that's giving them tea, giving them things to spill to put on the show. But literally, Kiki was a casualty of the same allegations you've made against Mel. And now we've got Martell's concubine doing the exact same thing that has happened, that ended up with Kiki no longer being on the show before her unfortunate passing. So, nonetheless, you guys, I'm just trying to understand, what is the big smoking gun? And if there's going to be some ugly and nasty ABUSE or MOLESTING allegations that are coming of this, please let's not bring this into 2025. That is absolutely disgusting and deplorable. What is this really about? Is this really about exposing Martell, or is this still a witch hunt against Melody Cherie Rogers? Because either way, it's not going to end well for all parties involved. And I don't understand why you think this is going to be a big gag. This is going to be a big read session. This is going to be, things that are going to have people foaming off the mouth. I'm already disgusted just hearing what the rumor of it is supposed to be. So, nonetheless, and you're talking about that you've already heard it? And this is what I mean. You guys have no problem listening, viewing any type of images or video, listening to any type of audio that is disparaging about Mel or the kids that Mel and Tell have together. And I just want to know what type of inappropriateness, like it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. There is no amount of tea. There is no type of tea. At some point, you have to have integrity. At some point, you have to have morals. You have to have something that you're going to stand on and stand on business about. And there's just some things you don't need to hear. And there's some things we do not need to hear. And there's some things you don't ever need to repeat or put on blast. Anything comparing anything to the movie Precious already is a no for me. It's already a no for me. It is disgusting. So you think that this is something to laugh about? Tishas mom, you think this is funny? And talk about, I'm not going to say anything, but you basically said you are going to say something because you are propping up and promoting New Year's Eve on your platform. and that you don't want to steal away all of the thunder, so you're going to say something about it as well. And you've made similar allegations a long time ago about not only people in your family, but also regarding Mel's family. So again, why? This isn't the flex you think it is. Shut it down. We know Martell has nothing going on. We've been saying Martell has nothing going on. We know that his concubine is bored because obviously if she is spending hours on end talking to bloggers, obviously she's not getting what she needs from Martell. She said herself on her own platform she wishes Martell and Mel were still married because she obviously figured out at some point that Mel was the one making all the money. And obviously the lifestyle that she desperately wanted so bad obviously is still with Mel. And y'all said that Mel wasn't that successful, Mel wasn't doing that well, but now all of a sudden Martell's concubine says that she feels a way of how successful Mel is and all the things she's doing, so now all of a sudden she's not lying? Because it's coming from the concubine and it's throwing shade at Martell? Y'all need to choose a side and pick where the goalpost is going to move this time. But y'all aren't making any sense. You think that this is to hurt Martell? This is ultimately hurting Mel and the kids. But we already know who his concubine is. We already know that he threw his life away for nothing. So what is there for her to reveal that we already do not know? And if it's going to be some other regurgitated, trifling story that is courtesy of Martell, see how that's going with the Scotts right now. And then pretty soon, what was Martell going to do at this point? What, put his concubine's family on blast from Ohio? Or put the family that lives in Huntsville on blast? Like I don't understand what you think this is supposed to achieve. But it's clear as day that you guys think that this expose is really going to be a big one, and it's just sounding more and more disturbing as the details unfold. But this is nothing Tisha's mom to be laughing about or to be excited about. In fact, it's rather disgusting, if you ask me, that this is how low people are stooping to of any type of essay allegations to get any type of traction for something or to make fetch happen for something. It's not okay. It is inappropriate. It is out of bounds. And again, Tell and his concubine do not live with Mel and barely sees his own kids. So how are we supposed to take this even as fact? Because according to you, Tishas mom, you said that if you live together, that means whatever's being accused is true. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post some content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.